I cannot believe I'm saying this. Holy shit. One of, if not the most spicy, hot, fresh off the press tier list that we have seen change in Pride right? Welcome to the latest Memory of Chaos tier list version 3.0 update from Pride. I have not seen the tier list yet. I have heard that this is a very interesting tier list for this Memory of Chaos rotation, right? So we are just gonna jump straight in. We have quite a bit of update actually. This might change everything. Let's see. Oh, the last 3 rotation. Okay, so this is the last 3 rotation combined into a single tier list. Okay, anyways, we have seen the rework. Rest in peace, specialists. They are no longer with us. They are now called support DPS. Okay, so the category changed from damage dealer, specialist, into DPS and support DPS. It's like, like Chang-Li, Chang-Li swap back, support DPS, yeah? Bernice, support DPS, yeah? Okay, so DPS is they are the main damage dealers, main source of it, okay? And the support DPS, the credit for is they are very rarely played as the primary or sole damage dealer of the team. Always play alongside another character that fills that role instead. They are still built with the intention to deal damage themselves, but have a kit containing buffs and debuffs. So DPS plus buff or debuff. Okay, that's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. And then the amplify. Okay, oh my god, bro, just call this support, man. Like, can we? Okay, how about this, right? DPS, sub DPS, support, sustain. Yippee! Done. Because you're literally calling this buff and debuffs. You might just call this support. Just make our lives easier. Amplifier. Sounds like a goddamn nerd. Like, special text. Pros and cons and archetype. Okay. So we have break. Self-explanatory. Debuff. So basically Acheron. DOT. So literally 2 units. Follow-up. Hail Bobbin. Summon. Hail Sunday. Advance. Hail Bobbin and Sunday. Buff. Hail Bobbin and Sunday. Delay. Well Yang. Energy. Hail Sunday and Hue. SP friendly and SP unfriendly. Okay, if I see this fucking SP friendly thing on Sunday and I see that Sunday is easier as well, I'll lose my shit. This narrative needs to be destroyed, by the way. Like, you have tourists out here saying that Sunday is more skill point important than Sparkle when at Ezio Ezio, right? So I'm gonna see what criteria we're talking about, but let's take a look. Criteria. Alrighty. We have updated criteria, right? So blah 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 blah. Equipped with level 80 non-limited 4-star or 5-star light cone, including standard. So still no S1 then. So still no S1. Okay, so still no S1. E0 5-star, E6 4-star. Roles are okay. Okay, so how do we categorize the roles? Okay, yo, editor, name this entire section tier list updates. Tier list updates, right? Name this entire section tier list updates. So take a look here. DPS, how do we rate DPS? Rating is heavily influenced based on character ability to do damage to achieve 3-star objective. The easier and more quickly achieved, the higher the rating. Oh, we're missing a comma over here. I damn near got cancelled on Twitter for not having a comma, so let's have a comma over here. Very good. Support DPS. Rating is influenced on the damage they provide, the buffs and debuffs or efficiency boosts these characters create, or the utility they provide against certain encounters. Okay. Am I dumb? I don't really... Is this a riddle? The buff and debuff or efficiency boost these characters create, or the utility they provide against it. Okay, I don't know. I feel like this might be a little bit of a riddle. All right, I'm gonna need chat to help me solve this a little bit. Our rating is influenced based on the damage. Okay, this is straightforward. All right, done. Support, very easy. And then sustain is the ability to keep the team alive and the utility they provide. So sustain is heal and utility. The more utility and higher the safety, the higher the rating. All right, that's pretty cool. Other criteria affecting the ratings. The higher a character is rated on a tier list, the greater their power and more widely they can be used effectively in that mode. So for this particular tier list, we'll just take a look at Memory of Chaos. But I'm guessing Pure Vision and APOC are probably going to be updating very, very soon. APOC is refreshing next week, so I'm not in a bit of a rush to just farm APOC today. I'll just take a look at all are updated. Okay, we're just going to do MOC. We are just going to do MOC, right? We're just going to do MOC because... Okay, fine, we'll do everything. Oh my god. Bro, I'm overworking, bro. Okay, but I'll title the video as MOC... do I just do everything? Do I... This... Bro, I swear, if I do... It's going to be 2 hours long, bro. Okay, we'll just call this version 3.0 Pridewind tier list. Pridewind version 3.0 tier list. And then we just combine everything. Everything gotta go. Do my job, bro, or I might eat your dog. DJ Master, I don't have a dog, right? How about players getting all reward? We aren't looking at a 0 cycle potential. Okay, we consider flexibility. Okay, very fair. Investment, some credit request specific 5-star. Yeah, more or less pretty fair. Utility, recently released predator kits that lie beyond a defined role. For example, investing can do decent damage. Sure. I just want to say, this word utility has been used for all 3 categories here. The utility. Only main DPS does not have any utility, so you might as well just remove this line because it's already implied, right? I think these 2 are fine. Let's just cut this out. Cut the fat, right? Okay, changelog. Let's see what we have. It's a giga change, right? It's an everything change. This changes everything. So everything is changed in this changelog. Okay, so editor, this timestamp onwards, changelog. Version 3.0 changelog. Let's see. Holy shit. Okay. So these used to be from the specialist category. They are now perceived as the main damage dealer. Just call this main DPS, right? Fantastic. Boothill Firefly Rapper, the triple break DPS. Fantastic. Nobody plays Shu Shang. Nobody plays Xue Yi. Nobody plays Luca. I mean, like, sure. With the exception of Luca and Kafka, we feel these creators are far more accurately represented in their new home. That is fair. So basically, the break DPS. So the only thing that this thing changed is the 3 break DPS. Right? Because Topaz is still at support DPS. Kafka Black Swan is like, you know, they're kind of moving a little bit, but it's not like, yeah, so basically a break DPS. Alright, fair. In addition to reordering, we are also renaming this into... Okay, so this is basically the support DPS, right? So this is a support DPS into the support DPS category. That's fine. Okay, very played, blah blah. I think this is the exact same. I don't really care. With the release of D Herta, we're moving 2 of the erudition characters to reflect their role in this current sub. Okay, this is fair. So Baby Herta and Baby Saval, they are both gonna be known as support DPS. Sure. Yep, I think this is fair. This is very... I feel like Saval is the definition of a support DPS. Because she's just there to give you charge stacks and energy for your D Herta. But then again, on the flip side, aside from D Herta, I would technically still run Saval as a main DPS. Like, I literally just did that, I think, on my YouTube channel. We had a Saval main DPS. I think it was a 5 cycle side 1. With a E0 S1 Saval, E0 S0 Huan Huan, E0, I think it was Tingyun, and then we had a Sunday, right? E0 S1 Sunday. So I think Saval main DPS is still viable, but I think with the release of D Herta, her role in sub DPS, alright, support DPS is definitely very prominent. Ling Sha is in a sub DPS now. Holy shit. She's a healer that loves killing. And she honestly could place in support DPS. Still, she's a healer first. Oh, so we are... Oh, she's still in the healer set. Okay, fine. So she's still in the sustain. One option we're considering is placing Ling Sha in 2 categories at the same time. And rate her by different criteria. Sold. approved, done, right? Send it and ship it. It's done. Finally, coming back to Luca and Kafka. These characters are two we feel could belong in both categories. It could be argued that Kafka only functions within a DOT due to DOT triggering. It can also be argued that Luca is more effective when playing on Sonic and damage just at the big finisher. Yep, we are moving both to the main DPS. We feel Kafka is the driving force of DOT she's placed in and therefore a main contributor. That's pretty fair. Luca, I honestly don't give a shit. With so many changes, treat this update as a rework to the tier list. We expect a large meta shake-up over the course of 3.x, especially because all modes are morphing into more AoE focus. Yo, the one single Argenti main, it's time to rise up. This trend started with Reba release and got even bigger with D Herta. We will have to wait and see how long it will last, but at least for now, single target focus characters are at a big disadvantage, with the exception of Fei Xiao. Wait, who else is single target other than Fei Xiao nowadays? Boot Hill? Okay, it's basically Fei Xiao, Boot Hill, right? Like, who else is like a... Oh, Dr. Rachel. Oh, we're still talking about Dr. Rachel. I'm joking. As always, we're listening. We're always listening to feedback, so let us know what you think. So, I think these stuff we don't need to care. Let's just see what we have right here. Okay, I think we can just resume, close this all up. Yep. And this is the actual tier list, right? Alright, starting off, the version 3.0 Memory of Chaos. The version 3.0 Memory of Chaos tier list. I think we will be diverting a lot of our attention for Memory of Chaos, because APOC as well as Pure Fiction, they didn't really get any new content yet. So this will be our main focus. Okay, this is a bit scuffed. Holy shit. We have 3 tier 0 Apex characters for the DPS category, with Fei Xiao, Firefly, and D Herta. I can sense the riot. I can sense a disturbance. I can sense people rising up, standing up on their feet, grabbing their pitchforks as they head directly into Antiller's house. This is very, very interesting. I'm not going to comment yet. We're just going to take a look at the list first. So we do have Fei Xiao, Firefly, and D Herta being 3 tier 0 DPS. One being a crit DPS, one being a AoE erosion DPS, and the Firefly is just our only braid DPS. Tobas is the only support DPS at E0 S0 that appears to still be in the T0 category. Amplifier belonging to Babin Rame. I think that is completely fine, completely valid. It's great. Aventry and Lingsha, I think Aventry Shield got buffed back up, right? As in they fixed it. So I think this is still relatively fine. I want to see who is below tier 0 first, so we can kind of compare the Apex characters, right? I want to compare the Apex characters. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, there's honestly a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack here. Okay, let's just get to it, right? Acheron, Boot Hill, Yunli, Reba at tier 0.5, which means that in Privin's opinion, Firefly is the best braid DPS. Don't need to beat around the bush. Firefly is the best braid DPS alongside Reba and Boot Hill being half a tier. Acheron being 0.5 tier lower than basically Fei Xiao and D Herta, right? Because we'll compare braid DPS to a braid DPS and a crit DPS to a crit DPS. Then Yunli is just kind of just chilling. Yunli is just kind of just chilling here. She's just vibing. She's vibing. Jade, tier 0.5 in the same as March 7th, as well as Mose. Jiaoqiu Sunday Fagyu, all in tier 0.5. I'm glad that they didn't put in skill point positive. Good, at E0, S0. Fu Xuan, Huan Huan, and Gallagher being in the same tier 0.5. I think it's time to unpack this a little bit. It's time to unpack. Well, before we move on to meta, let's just talk about Apex. Let's talk about Apex first. Starting from sustain to DPS, because I think we'll start with the more peace, love, happiness one. Then less peace, less love, and then this is just like no love anymore. This is just straight up just war. People just killing each other, right? I think this sustain category looks pretty reasonable. I think it does look pretty reasonable. I would foresee Huan Huan being a lot more valuable going forward, especially with Remembrance Trailblazer. I don't see RMC here. I think there's not enough testing done with RMC, especially since you can only get RMC's E6 after going through like the 10-hour Yep Forest, right? So I think Huan Huan's value is most likely going to be going up with how closely they want to monitor the energy charge mechanic with the summons, with the Mimo Sprite, with the rotations they'll be getting from huge energy pool units like D Herta. Aglea is more likely going to be a big energy unit as well. And then if you want to rotate this with Babin, I think Huan Huan is going to be able to fix a lot of this energy problems. So I think energy might be the name of the game again. For the past, I think the later end towards version 2, they started going away from energy because they started focusing on stacks, namely with Aircron and Fei Xiao. And then from Yunli onwards, I think they are kind of focusing back to energy again. I would have to see what kind of future sustain they're going to be throwing out, because we've only seen so far DPS Herta, DPS Aglea, support Tribi, DPS Maide. I'm 90% sure Casters is coming out to be a DPS, so unless they give us no sustain, I think Huan Huan is going to be quite valuable. Is this valuable enough to be tier 0? Frankly speaking, I'm not too sure. I do feel that sometimes Huan Huan is a little bit scary, especially when I play her in like the fun button mode. Her sustain is I'm not saying it's bad, it's questionable. It's frankly speaking a little bit questionable, because I no hate against Huan Huan. I just say it's a little bit questionable, and I feel that the sustain's most important priority is definitely try to keep your team alive, right? Not very skill when positive as well, so that's pretty much it. But I am looking forward to see how Huan Huan is gonna be pacing in the future versions of version 3. Fu Xuan, I think it's completely G. Gallagher, here's him. I love the fact that we actually got an E1 Gallagher on Bob, so that's fine. I think these two, they are pretty much de facto tier 0. I think not too much to be said over here. Eventually, I heard there was some bad things because like he can't provide shields, but apparently it got fixed. So, you know, maybe he's gonna come back again. So that is gonna be that for the sustain category. And then for Amplifier, I think this list is honestly pretty okay, but just like Huan Huan, I can foresee Sunday going up. I can legit foresee Sunday going up, and the reason why that is because even though Babin can pull up your Mimo spreads, right? Babin can pull up your entire team, and the problem with this, especially at E0, S0, is that Babin is almost certainly going to face an energy regeneration problem. You are gonna have downtime from Babin, whereas Sunday, if you pair up the 135, 134, he is effectively making your summon DPS go 4 times. Alright, it's effectively going 4 times. And who knows, right? Maybe in the future, the DPS going more frequently to charge up their energy might be more important than Robin giving us a overall damage amplification. For example, D Herta, right? Even though Sunday can pull up D Herta, that's not really the main value, right? The main value is mainly from the fact that Sunday's battery buff to D Herta allows her to spam out this ultimate, whereas it's something that Babin is gonna be struggling a little bit. I don't have proof. I don't have an exact proof because unfortunately I don't have E0 Babin anymore. I don't have proof that this is de facto better, but I think my bottom line is, if Bobbin's energy rotation is going to be an issue, and if more and more summon DPS are going to be not attacking frequently enough, a lack of uptime, especially on an E0 S0 Bobbin, it could be a cause of concern. Where Sunday at E0 S0, as long as you're running 135, 134, he's pretty much always going to be able to give your DPS the additional turn, right? Just need to be able to manage your skill point a little bit more carefully, and then it'll be completely fine. So that's what I think. I feel that Sunday could start going up. Jiao Qiu, best in slot for Acheron, and I kind of just stand by the fact that he's pretty much best in slot for Acheron. So if you guys pull for Acheron, this guy is a godsend, right? It's really a godsend. He can still work with units like Argenti. I feel like he can work with he can work, right? But the best in slot, and by a huge margin, I feel like it's Acheron. Acheron without Jiao Qiu versus Acheron and Jiao Qiu is like a completely different unit, so that's gonna be there. And then Fagyu, I witnessed firsthand today how Fuchs ignore weakness held me quite a decent chunk. Without Fuchs' skill, when we were running D Herta in Apoc Shadow, I don't think I could have cleared against Cocolia, like straight up. It would have just been impossible. So, great value. I do think that this needs to synergize with Runmei, and unfortunately, players do not have access to Runmei, especially for new players. So you might feel a bit of a difference in power for players running Fagyu with or without Runmei, because they are basically hand in hand, right? They're almost hand in hand. Yeah, but I think this amplifier is still more or less okay, and I kind of want to move into support DPS, the second most spicy take. I don't know about you guys, but I fucking love Han March 7th, especially with Bob. Han March 7th is the goddamn goat. I don't know. I really feel sometimes I actually like Han March 7th more than Topaz. The skill point, the toughness break efficiency, and the fact that she can match your element means that she can contribute a lot towards toughness breaking. So not even just for content like Apoc Shadow, which is tied around break, right? Even for content like Mog as well as pure friction, having this unit that can basically match your main DPS, as well as providing a very ample amount of skill points on top of, you know, a very decent number of follow-up, not to mention, you know, at E0 S0 versus you know, because you do not have E1, you do not have S1. I feel like she is her, man. I don't know. Once again, I have no proof, but from what I've been feeling on both my main account, which has an E2 S1 Bobbin and E2 S1 Topaz, on both accounts, I can see how valuable this E6 March 7 is. But if they move March 7th above Topaz, I think people will lose their shit. Because they cannot believe that how dare a free unit be higher than a paid unit, right? So that's me personally. I'll leave it up to the people at Prime to decide if they see her value, because I see her value. March 7th hard carried Bob's account, like that. Without March 7th, I think Bob would be in a much more precarious position, especially before we got our D Herta, right? Jade at E0 S0, no comments. I just got her today. Haven't played her so far, haven't even raised her yet. Her traders are still at level 4. Not gonna comment anything. Mostly my problem with bro is the moment he finishes up his follow-up, like all his stacks, and he leaves the target, he goes all the way back to the end of the action value line.
Yeah.
He is like slow like Qingyuan, which can be a little bit annoying. Yo, mischievous if you think it's on the prime. Yeah. He can be very, very slow. And the skill point positivity is not going to be as high as March 7, because March 7 is basically perma spamming skill points. She's dead as perma spamming skill points after you use a first skill. It is what it is. So I'll leave it up to Prywin to decide. And now, here we go. Here we go. All right. Oh my god. Here we go. All right. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go. Alright. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, I don't even know how to say this, guys. Shit. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Let's just be fair, right? Let's just be fair. Okay, let's just be fair. Let's just be fair, alright? Let's just be fair. This is first of all based on the last 3 Memory of Chaos rotations, right? Last 3 is not just this one single MOC, it is based on the previous 3 rotations. I'm talking about the Banana Boss, right? Previously we got the Banana Boss. I think the boss before Banana was Hule, right? Or was it someone else? Was it Hule or someone else? It was Hule, Banana Boss, then this current boss, right? It's Hule. Okay, so it is Hule. Alright, cool. So this is based on the past 3 Memory of Chaos rotations. I cannot believe I'm saying this. Maybe it might not happen yet because technically, you know. Okay, it might not happen yet, but wait, last 3 bosses? Okay, so I'm right. As always. I'm always right. Alright. Okay, anyways. I can't really believe I'm saying this, but this Memory of Chaos Wind Week Savrock. The Trotters really showed a shift in the importance of a single target burst damage. The reason why I say that is because previously back then, the single target burst that you're affecting to the main boss, it was for a pretty substantial amount, right? But with HP inflation tied with their shift towards evolution path, where they want to make players make use of these buffs, right? They want to make players make use of the Trotters, and I'm almost absolutely positively sure that the next Memory of Chaos, they are gonna introduce very similar mechanics where it's gonna be favoring towards evolution, right? It might not happen yet, but I frankly speaking would not be surprised if Fei Xiao goes on a tier 0.5. Like, straight up. Because the more... Yo, Zenith, thanks for the prime. The more focus they shift into AoE, the less important it is for Fei Xiao to have a huge burst of damage. And I'm saying this as Fei Xiao's rank 1 husband, by the way. The guy that won 10 50-50s consecutively on Fei Xiao, alright? I'm just gonna be real. The environment is most likely like a weather forecast, right? I am forecasting cloudy with a chance of single target DPS not suitable for the upcoming environment. It's gonna be a bumpy road ahead for single target people like Fei Xiao. Sure, she has Babin, she has Topaz, but I think all these doesn't really fix the fact that if you can, you know, deal with these multi-target conditions suitable edition, why would you go for a 1-by-1 burst damage? I'm just gonna leave it as that. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve a tier 0. I love Fei Xiao. I just wouldn't be too surprised if she goes down. So that's all I'm gonna say. Alright. So Fei Xiao, bada boom. Firefly. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna talk about Firefly with all these 3 break DPS. Let us first keep in mind, environment is very, very important, right? Break DPS is very, very, you know, heavily influenced by the environment. For example, Hule, Boot Hill eviscerates Hule. Right, I've seen quite a bit of 0 cycles featuring Boot Hill on the Hule side. Bro is with the physical, bro just one-shots him, right? So bosses like Hule, bosses like Aventurine, Boot Hill is gonna be able to excel. Wrap up. Reba absolutely shits on the banana boss, right? Very, very good for banana boss. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with the introduction of Fuck You. Her strength is just even more comparable, right? For both the banana boss as well as the latest True Swarm boss. I have no idea why the CN MOC got her solo because I have been having a blast playing with Reba, right? Without Fugue, with Fugue, you know, her performance is definitely up there. And this has been for this current MOC as well as the last MOC, right? Firefly, she's gonna be able to excel in pretty much everything else, in my opinion. So she's legit like somewhere in the middle, right? Savrok, your one boss with one elite. Bosses with triple targeting. You know, the what you call it? The puppet trio. She's gonna be really, really good. I'm pretty sure Firefly can still do quite well with what you call it? What's the boss name? Oh my god, I can't fucking remember, guys. Oh my god, I can't think. There was this one boss that she was really, really good in. I actually cannot remember. Can something? No, I already mentioned choir. I mentioned choir. Trio? Yeah, choir, trio, the puppets, as well as one boss, one elite, like the current Sarah with a wolf, right? Cocolia, bruh! I think she is very, very good for bosses like Cocolia. That being said, I don't think we have seen Cocolia in Site 12 for like a super long time. It's been hella fucking long since we've seen Cocolia. But I kind of digress, right? I do feel personally though, since we know that the environment is shifting towards the, you know, it is shifting, right? It is shifting. And let's just be real, if you were a break main, you probably would have put Fugue. I do think I'll probably swap her with her. Either that or drop her to the same tier. Because at the end of the day, it is still very, very dependent on the environment, right? The end of the day for break DPS is going to be based on your environment. So who knows? Maybe for the next 3 or 4 Memory of Chaos rotations, they just don't introduce 5 target imaginary for Reba. Alright? If they don't introduce that, Firefly definitely has the upper hand. Especially with the Fire Witness implant, which arguably can be very, very helpful for new players as well, especially for casuals that don't want to deal with all that nonsense of like on element, off element. I think Firefly is definitely a very, very good unit to pick up, right? A lot less headache, a lot less problem, right? This is also, you know, like I mentioned, dependent on the future environment coming up. I'm just gonna leave it as that. I think to kind of put it simply, without like beating around the bush, if you were to give me an option as of today, right now, and what I think is gonna happen, and I already have a Ranmei and Fugue, I can pick one free DPS. If I can pick one free DPS at E0 S0, me personally, I'm picking Reba. Nothing personal, but that is just my personal preference. So I'm just gonna leave it as that, which kind of leads me to the final 3 DPS. The final 3 crit DPS. D Herta, Acheron, and Yunli. I think D Herta, it might be a bit too early to tell. I want to see how they better, because she's like the emanator of every edition, right? But then again, we're also kind of moving towards the summer meta. So I don't want to, you know, be too insightful about D Herta yet. It's just that we have seen a lot of low cost clears. She's very, very good for players like Rui Goku already showed. For a fucking 1 cost, E0 S0 with legit 1 cost team, you can get like a 3 cycle, 2 cycle. Alright, very, very good for low cost. I mean, the environment is basically perfect for her. I don't think, like, as usual, we're not using the metric of clearing in 0 cycles, right? I think she can make the best use of the current environment with the Memory of Chaos buffs. So going forward in the future, I want to see how she holds up. My only concern is if you're up against bosses that don't spawn any of the mobs, like for example, the Trotters go away, and if you're up against Savrok again, not Savrok, but like, you know, any Ice Weak bosses, and you have no Trotters, you have no mobs, might be a little bit annoying, right? So that's going to be that. I would say, okay, assuming we have Jiao Qiu, I wouldn't be too surprised if Acheron went up. I wouldn't be too surprised if Acheron went to tier 0, just because we are trying to expect the rise of AoE format. Alright. The problem is she really wants Jiao Qiu. She's basically like a different unit with or without. But to be fair, you can also make the same argument for Fei Xiao. Right, Fei Xiao without Babin is like a completely different unit. Or like a Firefly without Ranmei is like it's also a very different unit, right? So all these DPSs, we try to assume that they have their best in slot. So assuming that we do have the best in slot, I can foresee Acheron going up, frankly speaking. Which I have no proof, but this Memory of Chaos, she also performed exceptionally well. Right, she can perform exceptionally well in the first half. She can perform exceptionally well in the second half. She performs exceptionally well against the banana boss. She performs exceptionally well against the puppet trio. She performs, I don't know if she's exceptional against Hule. But you get what I'm saying, right? She has been performing exceptionally well, but all this is really dependent on the fact that, you know, bro gets Jiao Qiu, right? Especially if you're talking about E0, S0 with no signature like cone, you really need this Jiao Qiu to give you the stacks, right? So I wouldn't be too surprised if Acheron goes back up. So I think I kind of navigated through the war zone pretty neutrally, right? I don't think I made some pretty crazy statements. It has been pretty neutral. So that is gonna be that for Apex. Oh, Yunli, I don't have her. Nothing to say. I don't have her. I'll pull her when she reruns. Nothing to say. Let's move on. Meta characters. Fuck it. I'm gonna speed this up. Because this is way... Okay. Holy shit. Okay, so this is all the tier 1. Luocha, we have 6 different meta characters. Okay. DOT and Kafka with Jingyuan. Okay. Think Luocha is chillin'. I'ma keep it a buck. Bronya at E0, L0, unless you fucking change this criteria to E1 for a standard or something, I don't know. This she cannot be here, guys. Like, I swear. She is so uncomfortable to play at E0, L0. It's ridiculous. Even with the signature, like, it is so ridiculous. Like, fuck me, man. It is so bad. So, this thing desperately needs that E1. Alright, and to be fair, I feel like we can give standard units an E1, right? Like, everybody gets the 5-star selector, and you should be getting around 300 summons by now. I feel like most people should be getting E1, alright? So if we're gonna keep this here, let's just talk about E1, right? So I think we can give it changes to E1 or just bring our ass down, right? Otherwise, it's just unacceptable. Team Impera is fine, Sparkle is fine. Remember, Trouble, I want to play with a little bit more. Haven't played her enough yet, but from the true damage multiplier she provides, honestly, a very strong contender, right? So I kind of want to see what's up in the future. DOT, no comments. Jingyuan, frankly speaking, I think bro got a pretty big glow up. But we're getting Aglea in 3 weeks. So, you know, you can't possibly put Jingyuan at tier 0.5 and Aglea as tier 0, right? That would be, I don't know how they're going to balance it. So I think he can stay at where he is. And then we'll just see how he's going to be performing in comparison to Aglea. And that's going to be that. All right. Okay, meta characters done. Ooh. First things first. These two. Okay, maybe not Japar. I need Bailu to go up half a tier. Can we just give Bailu this W? Like, the amount of times bro has saved my life. It's like, come on, man. Just give her. Would it kill you to give her half a tier more? Just go up, okay? Enough is enough. Chill. This M5, I have no words. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Bro needs to be at tier 1.5. If not tier 1.5, then tier 1. The same tier as goddamn Blackstone, because her driving potential for Dioda is ridiculous. It is legit ridiculous. You're getting 1-turn ultimates and you only need a fucking pass key. You don't even need a build. Like, the build that your server will run is as fast as humanly possible with an energy. That's it, right? So low investment, basically as far. And so I feel like she deserves to be in tier 1. If we're gonna be talking about this, she deserves to be tier 1, especially as a driver for D-Herda. That's pretty much it. She's super fun to play. And even as a main DPS, bro does ridiculous damage with 100 energy cost out. Diabolical. Bring her ass up 2 tiers. Okay, to be fair, Jingliu's performance was exceptionally well this Memory of Chaos, right? Jing Liu's performance was exceptionally well this miracle. It's just that the past 2 MOC, she's really not that great, right? But this was the first time she had a glow up. And on the flip side, they did say that they are, they are shifting towards erudition. I don't know what MOC 3.1 is gonna be, but if they are gonna be shifting towards erudition, then Jing Liu is probably gonna be cooked, right? She's still gonna be facing the targeting problem. She only targets 3 targets at a time. It is what it is. For Blade, kind of the same thing, not as bad, but because technically the follow-up is against 5 targets, but it's still kind of bad. It would be a damn shame if, they were to... Okay, anyways, yeah, I think these two are just, it is what it is. We need, like, more environments favoring them, right? We need more environments favoring them. The fact that Herta is ice and Jing Liu is ice might be able to give Jing Liu a bit of a bump up, right? We can match the colors on Jing Liu, so might not be that bad. It depends on how beefy the mobs are. If the mobs are too fucking annoying, then she's still gonna have a problem. We'll see how the future patches hold, because the past 2 MOC, she's really just not doing too good, right? These units, I have no comments. Okay, finally niche. I think nobody... Okay, anyways, yeah, I mean, I like her, right? You can make her work, but do you think it's worth it? I'll leave it up to you. I like her. Argenti. You know what's crazy, chat? What if Argenti becomes a driver for D Herta? Like, you just run Argenti on the exact same build as Serval. I feel like we could be cooking here. Because when 20% max energy can give Argenti more energy. Alright, exactly. It's a 90 cost out compared to 100. It's just that Argenti does not have an E2 for Serval. Because Serval E2 give her energy, right? But he's technically cheaper because his mini out is only 90. And if you give him maximum ultimate recharge from Huan Huan, you gain more energy. This might actually be possible. It really might be possible. Oh, the one problem is that you need to use her skill. Whereas Serval, you can kind of just use basic, right? She can just use basic and still an AoE. But Argenti needs to use skill. So, I think to be... Put a pin on it. We'll put a pin on it. Maybe we come back in the future. I feel like I wouldn't be too surprised if Argenti becomes a support DPS. We'll see. I think the rest of the stuff, they're basically dead. So, hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna pretty much wrap this up here for MOC. We've yapped a lot about MOC. Very, very big changes. I'm just looking forward to how the future would hold. Because frankly speaking, this tier list doesn't really mean too much. Because version 3 is going to be a completely new thing, right? And the fact that this tier list is taking into consideration the value of the units here for the last 2 MOC, in my opinion, it diminishes the value of a tier list. Because you're looking backwards when the future is literally going to change everything, right? The fact that they're going to shift everything to erudition, they're going to shift the enemies to erudition, they're going to shift the buffs to erudition. The last 2 MOC is diluting the authenticity of this tier list. So I would definitely take this with a pinch of salt. Going forward in the future, I'm very interested to see how a lot of these units will be performing. To kind of summarize the big changes, Huan Huan potentially go up, Sunday potentially go up, March 7th potentially go up, Fei Xiao potentially swap with Acheron, Firefly potentially swap with Reba. I think these are the big boys. I'm not sure if Robin might go down. A bit too early, I don't want to say it. The rest of the stuff, I think it's kind of G, right? It's basically kind of G. So that is going to be there for MOC, and I'm going to speed run through Pure Fiction and Apoc Shadows right the hell now. Okay, Pure Fiction. Yo.
Hey Poke, I'm not too interested in the Hertu and Love Aglia's design. However, I have E2S1 Acheron. Should I skip Hertu and wait for Aglia or skip both?
Man, fuck Aglia. Okay, anyways, I don't know why there's no tier 0 amplifier. Frankly speaking, I think we should start considering the honestly, I'll still give it to Babin. if I had to pick one, I'll just slap it onto Barbin. But to be fair, at this point, there's so many DPS that can be viable with so many different supports. It is what it is. Lingsha is fine. Aventry is fine. Huan is fine. These two are fine. This is completely fine. Fine. They are all completely fine. You know what? I take it back. I actually don't really feel that Herta changed my life. Not gonna lie. Because I still managed to clear a 1 cycle 40k and 1 cycle 40k for both halves. It's not like she suddenly make it like 4 cycles. Fuke, however, actually changed my life. She legit changed everything in Pure Fiction. Bro made us have a full auto 0 cycle 40k. E0 Ezreal. E0 Ezreal, by the way. So I felt a more change in my life getting Fagyu for Pure Fiction than D Herta. That's me personally, alright? To be fair, it's also with the power of wrap up, so I'll leave up to you guys to see what your performances are with D Herta. I really don't think she's like insane. She's not that insane. Okay, maybe I just, you know, I should have used her with Babbitt, I should have used her with Jade, but it is what it is, right? Meta characters, sure. I need to play RMC more. Fu Xuan is okay, the rest okay. DDD bot, I think we can just pump it up to like this tier because of the fact that we can run this as a DDD bot, so we can just move this up. Ying Li, don't have her. DOT, waiting for the DOT buff, so basically never. Bronya basically did. Fei Xiao and Firefly, yep, it is what it is. Kulala is fine. Yeah, oh, this one, bump up, right? Same thing for Zaval. Zaval is an excellent driver. I think that if we're gonna be giving normal Herta tier 0, I think Zaval at least deserves to be tier 1, right? Let's just be real, guys. So I think for a driver for D Herta, I think this can at least go up to tier 1. Rest of the stuff is pretty much... yeah, I don't think we need to care about it that much. So let's just move on. Final tier list. Apoc Shadow. Okay. Okay. So yeah, okay. All 3 break DPS are best in slot in Apoc Shadow, because let's just be real, Apoc Shadow is a game mode based on break, right? This is a game mode based on break. Nobody's surprised. I think they all completely fine. There's definitely gonna be one half which will make break DPS perform excellently, right? Cowboy, Fugue, and Rame, G. DPS Lingsha, G. Completely G. Whether Fei Xiao can still remain here, I think it kind of depends, not gonna lie. It depends on the future Apoc. She has been performing exceptionally well though, because they were upselling full-up attack quite frequently. Even till now, it's still upselling full-up attack. We'll see. Because Apoc Shadow is quite literally refreshing next week. Yo, Teletone, I haven't played it yet. I'll play tomorrow. I've been spending the entire day pulling, testing, talking about tier list stuff. I haven't played a single moment of story. I heard it has been pretty bad. I'ma keep it about. I heard it's pretty bad. Ryuku Sensei almost killed himself. Gaja's man was smacking out like for 7 hours straight. Genazar quit the game, you know. That yeah, apparently 3.0 is very, very bad. Yeah, but I haven't played it yet. I'll be playing it tomorrow, so we'll see. Yo, more shut up, Baldy, right? Anyways, back to the tier list. Yeah, we'll see how this holds up, but I think break DPS will always be tier 0 here. As long as you have one of these break DPS, you should have almost no problem clearing Apoc Shadows whatsoever, right? So we're chilling here. This match with this match with potential summon DPS. I do wonder, like, is it possible for summon meta, or more specifically Mimo Sprite meta, to match up with break meta in Apoc? Because it feels kind of bad that the entirety of Apoc Shadow is based around breaking as soon as possible. So I do wonder if somehow they introduce a class of Mimo Sprites that can match up to the potential of break DPS. Because let's just be like fair, right? These two modes, you never really have a very one-dimensional archetype, right? You have follow-up, you have AoE, you have Jiaozhu with Aircron, you have Sunday. All of these are performing extremely similarly. And then Memory of Chaos is pretty much the most versatile one. You can run break, you can run crit DPS, you can run AoE, you can run whatever. Apoc Shadow, I would say, is one of the only modes where break meta, especially the side with Runmei, is like super bussin', right? So I do wonder if Mimo Sprites can somehow change the landscape for Apoc. So we will have to kind of wait and see. Aside from this, Yo, I'ma keep it about, man. Bro, she sucks ass against Cocolia. To be fair, it is Cocolia, 1 billion eyes rest, but she sucks ass cheeks. She's the first time I've seen a unit suck this bad against an off-element stage. Because technically, when we ran Repa, she was completely off-element again. We legit used Repa against Aventurine. The guy with 40% imaginary rest. And she still cleared like above 1,000 points. So she was at 3,000 something, right? So Diarda was definitely not it. Banana Boss, excellent. See how Apoc Shadow shapes up in the next rotation for the new boss, right? So that's pretty much it. Don't have anything to say over here. Hail DDD with Fugue. I love Mark 7. Bring her back up. You know what? Fuck it. Just change this with Topaz. Because you know there's something that Mark 7 can do? Break efficiency increase if you make your Shifu like a sustain or harmony, right? Break efficiency increase in the break focus stage. So swap her ass. I don't give a damn. Move on. Rest of these meta characters, I think DOT, it will always come back on whenever a DOT buff is released. So I'm just gonna be waiting for a DOT buff. Rest of the stuff, this thing, same comments. If she's not gonna be talking about E1, just drop her ass down. Swap this with Team Win maybe. Remember, sure, I need to play with a little bit more. These two, no change. Don't really play that much. And yeah, the rest of the stuff here is just like it is what it is, right? So okay, I'm gonna be wrapping up this video here because we've been yapping for almost 1 hour in this Giga tier list update. I will say that the majority of the focus was on Memory of Chaos. A-Ball is refreshing, Pure Vision is too easy, and we'll see how this shapes out in the future going to version 3.1, right? So with that, we have come to the end of one of, if not the most spicy, hot, fresh off the press tier list that we have seen changed in Pride, right? So with that, we've come to the end. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave a thought in the comment on what do you guys think about this tier list. How are you going to be preparing for the future endgame content in Honky Starbucks? Is HP inflation crazy? Did you just get power crap and all that? Yeah, right? So join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord. All the best for Gacha Pools. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Word of the day, I'm a bust.